Okay, this is Moshe coming to you from Israel in the Galilee, where I live. What's going on in the war? A lot of victory for Israel. They're conquering more and more territory. They're in South Gaza with tanks fighting. Many Hamas soldiers have been surrendering, which is good for us, and I mean lots of them, because that gives us current up intel. There'll be an interrogation rapidly. We understand the importance of fast interrogation. And they're probably, for the most part, just going to start talking, and they'll get, better treatment, hot meal, things to drink, whatever, right? And we've got a good shot at finding out more about the hostages this way, that's for sure, and other things. It appears that the missiles were coming out of South Gaza. They set missile launches up where the tent cities are, where they have the people that relocated from North Gaza to South Gaza living in tents. And Hamas went right in between the tents and set missile launches up. Of course, the people won't say anything because they're afraid Hamas will kill them. So we've been praying as to why the missiles are still coming, and this could be the answer, or it might be a partial answer. There might be more answers coming. I don't know yet, but keep praying that it be revealed why the missiles are still able to come. Okay? Now, I'm going to ask you a question. Some of you know that over the years I've told people that there are no such things as nukes. If there were, the big nations could all fire their nukes and the whole world would be eradicated, and that's absolutely not in the scriptures. Okay, so aside from it not being in the scriptures, let's use logic, okay? And you tell me the answer. Putin allegedly has missiles that go up into the atmosphere. They're called ICBMs, or ballistic missiles. Now, if you read Genesis 1, there's a firmament, which is a solid matter that's sort of like a dome over the flat earth. And and on the other side of that dome, there's water. And that's what the Lord used with Noah's flood, in part, and then he had water come up from inside the earth and all that. So if these things were real, of course the Bible tells us the so-called outer space is filled with water, but they want to say it's a vacuum. But anyway, if they really had missiles like Putin had hypersonics, and China and Iran, and they had hypersonics that could travel at 20,000 miles an hour or 10,000 miles an hour and stuff like that, the strike time to hit America would be very short, minutes. And if they launched them from boats in the seas, it would be just a handful of minutes. Okay? Now, these bombs are supposed to be going up to 100 kilotons, which would, according to them, wipe out Rome or New York or London in, a matter of seconds. So, don't you think if this was real, and the tensions with the nuclear war threat, if it was real, the tensions with China and Iran, North Korea and Russia are so high right now, don't you think that Biden would be living in a bunker 24/7, along with Congress and all these other people? And so would Putin, and so would Xi Jinping in China and the Mueller in Iran and all that. Yet they're not doing that. So now go reevaluate the threat of nuclear war and see what you come up with. Draw your own conclusions. Great Britain's sending another 1,000 soldiers to the Middle East, but I think therefore something to do with hostages and humanitarian aid, not combat. It's not combat. I'm thinking that America is going to get engaged heavily with Yemen. I don't know when, but I think they will. There are American reconnaissance flights flying around Lebanon, Beirut included, and these are rumored, probably accurately rumored, to be target collecting. In other words, they're flying around and they're taking films and pictures of everything. They go back and analyze it, and they isolate targets for an attack to come. That attack to come could be American attack. Israel, they could turn the intel over to Israel for an Israeli attack, or it could be a combined Israel and America attack. But it looks like something's going to go down in Lebanon. Hezbollah is not seriously entertaining relocating back to the Livni River 15 miles from the Lebanon-Israel border. That doesn't seem to be in the cards at all. They're not serious about that, and Israel is. And Israel's saying they're going to shove them back if they don't go back on their own. And it looks like something's going to happen there as the Hamas war winds down, and it looks like it's winding down. I think by January 1st it'll be finished. And what are they going to do with all these people? I don't know. I'm guessing by now 70 to 75% of the houses, if not more, are partially or totally destroyed. So how are they going to come back into Gaza? Where are they going to put them? Is Biden going to tell Israel they got to take them in? Egypt's not taking them. Egypt has the Sinai Peninsula. Maybe they'd let them go to the Sinai Peninsula, but I see zero signs of that. Okay, Mommy, go. So I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm very interested if they're going to try to pressure Israel to take the Gazans into proper Israel and put them in the West Bank. And that would be a way of a two-state solution in a back door. And I covered that this morning on the video, so I'm not going to go through it all today. We'll have to see what happens. So we're still getting some rockets. They're definitely diminished in the amount of them. But there's still an annoying amount of them. And there's still skirmishes up by Lebanon. And Israel is now rerouting ships that the Houthis in Yemen may target around Africa rather than going through the Red Sea, Suez Canal, which increases the cost and the time of delivery. Of course, it doesn't affect any air traffic, just boat traffic. And I guess that's what I got for tonight. So I send my shalom to those who love Yeshua HaMashiach, and I'm out. Thank you.